When Injustice was released in 2013, it changed the face of DC fighting games. After Mortal Kombat 9 was a hit, it helped bring fans of DC Comics a decent and fun game for all ages. Injustice 2 pretty much carries on where the first game left off. It features an interesting story mode with a new twist, new characters being introduced to the roster, a fun and engrossing multiplayer mode, and a first for this game, a chance to fully customise your fighter, and a multiverse mode which offers a chance to build up your characters, unlock mother boxes, and some iconic character skins. The story mode in this game is well written. It flashes back to the moment Krypton is destroyed by Brainiac, forcing both Superman and Supergirl to leave their planet. While this cutscene feels like a pre-titles before a movie or TV show, it helps set up the main villain in the game and the sort of character Supergirl would end up becoming. The story then jumps to the early months of Superman's rise to supervillain, and we see how Damian Wayne, the current Robin of the game, turns against his dad. However, the rest of the story continues the events of that world and how Batman and Superman have to put their differences aside to take on a greater threat. The game offers a lot of replayability in the story mode, by giving you the choice to pick whom you want to use in some fights. It also gives you a chance to replay a chapter, and by doing this will help unlock an alternative ending depending on who you select for the final chapter. Fighting games are measured by the roster of fighters featured in their game, and at the moment there are 28 fighters on the roster, which is 2 less than Injustice. However, the great element of the game is the introduction of some of the fan favourites like Swamp Thing, Captain Cold and Black Canary. Most of the roster from the first game has returned, barring people who have been killed off in the story, which makes sense. The only dead character that reappears is the Joker, and I have to admit I really like the design. It reminds me of a mixture of Heath Ledger's version of a character in the Dark Knight movie and Jared Leto's design, and the way that they bring the Joker back is an interesting moment in the story. The online mode is once again a massive factor for this title, and features the same modes as the last game. However, it seems like the game has taken the revised netcode from Mortal Kombat X and brought it in right away, and it shows. Out of the various games I've played online since owning the game, I've only had one fight stopped due to poor internet connection. That is highly impressive and will encourage online fighters to sink many hours into this element of the game. However, the biggest new addition to Injustice 2 is the full customization of your fighters. Not only are you able to change the different areas like heads, bodies, etc., you can change the colour of the outfit, abilities, and depending on if you reach a high enough level, the character itself. So if you reach level 50 with the Flash, you'll be able to unlock the skins for either Jade Garrick or the Reverse Flash himself. The way you unlock different items for your character is by playing a lot of multiplayer matches, leveling up and unlocking mother boxes, and each upgrade will help improve your fighter's strength, health and skill. Also, leveling up will be affected by competing in different multiverse events. These are where you visit one of the many infinite worlds and fight your way to save it. It sort of reminds me of the Star Labs mode, where the game will give you a storyline for each of the fighters and gives you a change in the core gameplay, like special moves you perform cause damage to yourself. Super moves are back in this game, however it seems like one of the biggest complaints from the first game, and even games like Mortal Kombat 9 and X still remain. The lack of different super moves mean that after performing them a handful of times they can get boring very quickly. Also, talking about issues from the past game, if you got problems with projectile fighters, characters like Deathstroke for example, then the issues are still there. I've noticed even in story mode and random fights in the past that they will seem to be untouchable unless you're prepared to take a few hits to get in close. Also, while I mentioned the netcode is far better than the first game, there are moments where the opponent has a decent internet connection but the internet will cause lag. Also, when it comes to customised characters, you'll see a lot of these appear online, which for low level gamers will make the chances of winning even harder, and I feel that casual and new players to the game will use that excuse of better online players to put them off the online mode. Finally, there are moments in the story mode that feels boring and drags out a bit. I feel that there are some characters, for example Blue Beetle, is a bit boring and I would have much rather seen a different person in his place. Likewise, I think Cheetah and Dr. Fate are poor choices in the roster, and I would have much rather seen Vixen and Constantine in their place, even though Vixen is an unlockable skin for Cheetah. However, when it comes to the game, I have to say, even though there are some minor annoyances, Injustice 2 is a great game. While the story in parts drags out, most of the action is perfect and sets up a fantastic final battle with Brainiac. While the netcode is vastly improved, it still has moments of disconnects. While playing online is tough, it can be rewarding when you get the win. The addition of new characters are for the most part excellent choices, and some of their designs look incredible, and all their super moves for the most part are fun to watch. However, after a while they could get boring. The introduction of the customization of your fighters to match how you want them to look and play is an excellent idea, and it will keep you hooked to the online and multiverse modes for a long time. Overall, Injustice 2 is a great fighting game that will keep fighting fans entertained for a long time to come.